Alrighty everybody, welcome back to Newbee Rumble 16, this time the first battles, and I'm not gonna say it's a stream because it isn't. I kinda have to be the cat sitter for my mom's cat and thus don't really have time to stream in the evening. So instead, just a video, but nonetheless we will have the battles. Let me just quickly get up the brackets in the background. There we go. So first battle, we'll be doing the full winners bracket, by the way, as we did last time as well. First battle is the Dinosauria by Laser against the Allshell by Jono. See what we got here. There's the Allshell already, and there's the Dinosauria. Now, something I kind of noticed and am a bit surprised by is that only one person really specified an angle to spawn their ship at, despite us having multiple broadsiders. So there's that. Looks like the Allshell doesn't have smoke, by the way. So the Dinosauria is gonna have a fun time here. Until the Allshell just decides to go broadside or something, or land some critical damage. So far, Allshell is not doing too much here. It's just plinking off some alloy. Oh, that's getting one of its turrets kind of cooked. The fire is eating through the wood. Which is doing some damage. Health-wise, at least. Wonder if the Allshell manages to do something with its mix of APS. It's not really getting into the sort of range it wants to be at to broadsides, so that's kind of like nerfing it to half its firepower already. Which really isn't good, but I mean, it's what happens when you set such a short broadside range. Could have at least tried with like different approach angle or something, but yeah. It is what it is. Now that laser is going for the third turret, actually got it now, from the looks of things. The second turret is also cooked. So right now only one gun is really on target. Look, this turret kind of got killed as well. So yeah, Dinosauria definitely doing better in this fight. It's got some external damages, I guess. Let's actually see here real quick if there is any like incredible damage. No, not really. Nothing gets close. I mean, there's still the heavy armor slope and alloy here before the laser's damaged, so yeah. Doubt that the Allshell's gonna get some lucky hits and kill it with just one gun. Now it's getting its back guns involved with the fight as well again. It's trying. Although I don't... yeah, still I don't think it can really win this fight here. Yes, it stands. Alright, although there is some laser parts falling now. Maybe I spoke too soon, maybe I didn't. The Allshell have some heat in there as well, which I guess once the heavy armor slopes are reached could potentially damage the internals, but yeah, still. Seems unlikely that'll help too much. This laser turret here. Not too sure if I should consider this clipping, because it's like it's not elevated far enough to not be clipping in this position. So they're kinda clipping through the slope, I guess. cool as the elevating turrets are, that is a problem that comes with them, I guess, so... yeah. Oh, there's a bigger chunk of metal that just got disconnected, apparently. Or, not metal, alloy. Still, Allshell is not doing so hard. It's got another turret disabled. So it's down to 2 functional turrets and only one of them is currently shooting. Yeah, it's not doing so hot. There are some EMP shields mixed in with the Allshell as well. Who would have thought? It's got a bit of everything. So maybe with some luck, but... wait, the Dinosauria is just straight up out of materials now. Huh. Can the Allshell catch up in 5 minutes and 50 seconds? The laser is going to run out and stop in a moment, probably. The engine should probably also stop sooner rather than later. Yeah, it's definitely already slowing down. So perhaps the Allshell does stand a chance after all. Didn't even pay attention to the material loss that the Dinosauria had, or usage rather. But yeah, with lasers I imagine it could just be a bit too much to sustain for 10 minutes. And here comes the Allshell. The laser is struggling to kill wood at this point. It's barely even damaging this metal beam it's focusing on. So I guess the Allshell, if it's gonna ram, I feel like it has more mass, so that could be beneficial to it. It still is quite a bit behind, so the Allshell will have to get some luckier hits, I think, to get the health back to its favor. But it's not out of the question though, that's the thing. So I can't really end the battle early here. Like it can happen. So that's the first battle, going to likely 10 minutes, if not more. If the Allshell still had all of its turrets intact, I think it definitely would have won here, but down to 2 turrets, so that's tough. Tough luck indeed. It set some fires on the alloy. I don't think the alloy is too impressed by that. Yeah, no, doesn't seem like it. Laser is really struggling with wood, so yeah, out of power after all. There's some more fires going on. Some very external damage here, there. That looked like a heat hit. But yeah. Allshell is struggling to do much here. What it really would need to do is get way to the insides of the Dinosauria, where I think fire could do something. Then again, it's all underwater, so it's not really like that would help much. And yeah, that's just not much I see happening here. Unless, of course, still EMP happens. EMP can always just randomly decide the battle. which might occur here. You never know. Yeah, the turret angles on the Allshell are kind of screwing it over as well. It's mostly using just one gun, which ain't the greatest thing ever. There you go, now you got two guns on target again, from the looks of things. Which barely scraped off the outermost layer. But not much more than that. Since it's circling the Dinosauria now, it's kind of also just not putting much damage in one spot. Which is also unfortunate. That EMP traveled from front to back, but didn't really do anything else. If nothing else, the Allshell could still just hope for a ram. But it's not going to win in the last 40 seconds or 35 now. Not like this. And yeah. Just gotta wait out time. Again, fires, some small fires of course, which just fizzle out basically. And there we go, that's the first round done. Dinosauria takes the win, despite running out of mats very early, which could eventually cause it some trouble, but it didn't in this match at least. Right, have the Dinosauria move on, in the brackets as well. It'll fight the Trimmer by Crazy Kid next. Let's see if we can get to that round. Okay, up next we have the Knight of Selena RN3 by Alcates against the Cesiarder 156F by Kiwi. There's the Knight of Selena and there's the Cesiarder. Our first airship, which I'll spawn at 100 meters. Not 1000, there we go. Don't remember, was the Knight of Selena an airship as well? We'll see. It was. So I quickly gotta spawn that at the right altitude as well then. Fairness should be had. Since no one really specified an altitude to spawn at either, I'll just go with maximum. Let's see what the Cesiarder does here. It's kind of getting some DQ points, maybe it was too high up. There we go, it's getting some fire in. It's not getting rammed. Although it may get cooked regardless. But for now, it's definitely taking the win here with the fire. Actually, you know what? Let me just... take a thumbnail. Because... fire. And there we go. We proceed. It's actually hitting quite good with the flamers. Despite this being mainly metal, I think? Yeah. It's a lot of stuff falling off. I think it may have burned through to the insides as well. Yeah, it has. In some spots at least. It's kind of really just melting the Knight of Selena. Melting it to the point where it just fails flying and drops into the water. The fires continue burning underwater for a moment before they fizzle out. But it's too low, it's DQing now. So I think the Cesiarder may be cooked here. Literally. Not the Cesiarder, Selena might be cooked. The Cesiarder is in the water as well. But it's floating on the top of the water, so it's not gonna die. And there we go. Flamers taking their first W. Quite a big one. Quickly gotta change the brackets. And on to the next one, the Anticipation by Skye against the Tonker by EarthDuke, who did in fact change something since the inspection, because, well, it was kind of unfinished from the looks of things still. So yeah, Tonker, Anticipation, have at it. These were both standard ships. There we go, at least that turret up here is functional now. There's some torpedo spam going on here. And there's some torpedo spam going in the opposite direction. Those torpedoes do decent damage. Tonker is actually taking damage to its crams, which I think is from the main guns actually. Yeah, that's the main guns doing that. Damage to APS with that salvo. And yeah. Torpedoes also do pretty decent damage from the Anticipation. Don't know, did I change the AI to be... I mean, it's not killing the Anticipation right now. So, I'll have to check that in a moment. I was supposed to change the AI to be... Oh, it is killing the Anticipation. So yeah, I didn't change the AI. Quick detour to the designer mode, because I did say I was going to do that. 800 was it? That should be better. 950 was what Skye said. Just so it doesn't DQ. Sorry for forgetting that until now. Right, save vehicle, pump version, there we go. And back to custom battles. We return to what we began. Now it looked like the Anticipation was going to win anyways without DQ issues, but yeah, gotta be fair and do what I said I was going to do anyways. Yeah, those main guns, they definitely... Actually, they killed the APS on the front this time with the first salvo, so that's not great. Let's see what these crams can do. They can get zapped by the lands, that's what they can. That did nothing. Small torpedoes, I guess. And yeah, those APS hits, they hurt. They hurt a lot. Here comes another set of small torpedoes, just doing nothing. The Tonker is approaching, although slow. It's bow tanking those APS shells. Kinda. Here comes another set of torpedoes, following of structure blocks. That shell bounced. Okay. Although it did... That's 2 crams gone. Yeah, the Tonker is not doing so hot here. It did land a hit with its crams finally. But like still. it ain't winning this fight, I don't think. More cram and armor falling out. Yeah, this is a very one-sided battle, I think. Seeing as the anticipation has barely taken any damage. But it'll probably still take a moment to kill, since the Tonker is still fairly angled and kind of surviving the hits now. And yeah. I mean, sure, it's taking off a few blocks every time, but not all that many. That being said, there's another turret cap. Yeah, the anticipation is still DQing. Y'all have seen that I've set the range to be shorter than what it was. What it's supposed to be. I did set it to 950, and I mean, if that's the specified range and it still DQs at that, then that's not my fault anymore. That's at that point probably just the AI in From the Depths being dumb. Is probably the right word here. Tonker's still going strong. Survivability. I mean, I'm not gonna say its survivability is good, but it's kind of dead for the most part now, so there's not much left to hit for the anticipation. Yeah, that's actually quite a big chunk of health gone here again. I haven't seen the Tonker fire in a bit. Actually, yeah, that APS is still firing. And the anticipation apparently still does have some DQ issues, so I'm not gonna call the battle off just yet. Just in case, you never know. Tonker is approaching the 45% mark though. Oh, that tram turret's getting... I mean, probably got cooked, rather. Yeah, and that APS is still just getting zapped by the lamps. So it's not doing much, but it's there. And you gotta respect the efforts. That cram is now dead. Yeah, it's... Oh. That's probably the engine that got sniped there. And there's 2 damaged at 45%. So this one goes to the anticipation. I'll quickly do the brackets already while this despawns. There we go. Then we're already at almost 25 minutes. That's... Huh. Well, this one was a relatively quick battle, I guess. So on to the next one, which is the Reluctance against the Mask of Doom. Reluctance being the only vehicle I have a spawn angle for. There's the Reluctance, which is supposed to spawn at... For one, it's an airship, so I'll give it that. And then I think it was a 35-degree spawn angle. Let's quickly check in DMs just to be sure. Where's Skovy at? There. Yep, 35-degree angle. And the second one, the Mask of Doom, also an airship. We'll give it this. And there we go, see what happens. Mask of Doom is another one of those flamer designs. So let's see what happens here. It's being kind of evasive at range, but it does get close enough to where it can't really evade anymore. And I mean, it's taking hits from the missiles, which the missiles might actually cause it some trouble here. There goes the fires. Reluctance is dipping, although not fast enough, so it's kind of just taking one of its guns out of the battle entirely. Now, this is an interesting chase scene. But I mean, not really. The Reluctance is kind of just getting burned down, and that's it. But can these missiles loop around and get to their target from behind, perhaps? Because, like, from behind, there's, like, no armor. So that'll be fun. Let's see. Yeah, the missiles don't really have the range, it seems, sadly. So Reluctance trying to run is kind of not winning in the battle. Although those missiles still might, with all the EMP and shit. I'm half expecting to see an AI hit from all the EMP, but apparently not yet. Those hit the front, sadly, and didn't really do that much. Oh, and I guess there goes the Reluctance. Yeah, it's losing a lot of parts now. 2 damaged, sinking. Still firing missiles though. Yeah. Unfortunate. I wonder what missiles have hit. Nah. So that one goes to the Mask of Doom. Turns out chasing your enemy does work out at times. Especially from the depths, because things just run away. Right, on to the next one, which is the Minegumo against the Z5. There's the Z. And the Minegumo should be somewhere up here. There it is. Now, the Z can also have its spawn angle set. I'll give it 30. And off we go with it. Yeah, here goes the torpedo spam. It already got one of its torpedo racks cleaved through. That's not nice. But oh well, torpedoes are underway. What sort of shells did the Minegumo have? Oh yeah, that's just kinetic. The Z does not like kinetics. It uses them itself, though. Although the Z's kinetics are less just full penning and more just DPM, so who knows? That's some APS parts flying. Torpedoes apparently got APS damaged. And there goes one of the Z's turrets. That's to be expected, really. It is kind of damaging the floatability a bit, but not enough. Z lost the torpedo launcher that was damaged already. But not before getting some torpedoes out. Or some more torpedoes, I should say. Now the Minegumo does have AA mantlets, so it can aim up, but it is getting too low into the water, it's sinking. It got torpedoed to be underwater, and the Z is apparently running off the map. Did it get its rudder destroyed? Oh, this is a DQ battle. This is a neck and neck battle of who DQs first. Okay, so you could argue that this is a draw, but the Z, I guess, just got insanely lucky and did not take the DQ first by a few milliseconds. So yeah, that one's a neck and neck, definitely. It's unfortunate for the Minegumo, really, but guess that sometimes does happen. Now, how long have we been going? We've only got 30 minutes now, so on to battle 7, or not 7, battle 6 rather, since we're not doing the losers rounds. The Trimmer against the Dinosauria. We're back to the Dinosauria. There it is. And the Trimmer. There it is. Now the Trimmer also had some relatively big APHE guns, I think it was. There's the Trimmer. Let's see if it also has no smoke like the Allshell. Or if it actually does smoke. Doesn't look like it smokes, no. But the laser is kind of aiming underwater, which... questionable decision if you're asking me. Not where you want the laser to go. It chopped the... okay. So... the Trimmer apparently managed to sneak a shell past the entire ship and snipe the screw out. Okay. That happened. Also, the Trimmer is kind of absolutely tearing the Dinosauria apart right now from the front. Do you have no bow armor or anything? Not really, no. The Trimmer just goes through it like it's nothing. What sort of shells were those again? There's sap HE too. That's not even like real APHE. That's more like sap. Now that the slanted side surface is showing, it's kind of not doing as much damage and not just instantly full penning, but still is getting through. Very, very, very powerful guns here indeed. Dinosauria is not standing much of a chance. Without a screw, it doesn't really have propulsion anymore either, so it's just dead in the water and getting pummeled to death. Yeah, oh god, that hurt. The laser is, with all of those hits, just losing more and more strength as well, which isn't great either. Yeah, this is... it's getting destroyed from behind as well now. Yeah, when the angled surfaces do work and the shells bounce, that's like nice and all, but it doesn't happen very often that I see the shells bounce off. Yeah, I mean, there goes one. Still, it's not really helping. I think that killed the laser. It's doing a 360 and dying now, I guess. And yeah, I think the Dinosauria has all its weapons disabled, so this one goes to the Trimmer. Yeah. No lasers left on the Dinosauria. Quickly gotta do the brackets, of course. Should let the battles run while I do the brackets, to be honest, if it's something like this. Now next up we've got the Cesiarder against the Anticipation. This might be a bit more of an interesting battle. The first airship against normal ship battle, I think. There's anticipation and Cesiarder. Oh, gotta spawn you at the right altitude as well. And off we go. Now the Cesiarder should not go into the water against normal ships, I hope. It's coming very close. Dodge those shells. Lucky. It's drifting. It's out-drifting the guns. It doesn't have flamers on this side though, so I don't know what's the goal here. Kiwi, why is it doing that? Explain to me. Okay, now it's just going in front, but with this wrong side pointing to the enemy. It's DQing right now because it's too far away. Kiwi, what have you done? Has it lost turning? Like, it's not gonna get the right side pointed to the enemy, and it's taking quite a beating because yeah, this is still not the right side to be pointing at the enemy with. Nice. Where's the good performance of last battle? It's now just going to... it barely managed to turn the tide here. The anticipation is now DQ. Oh. Well, it sank. So that was uneventful. I had my hopes up for that one, but not really, I guess. Spawn angle could have helped in the situation, I think. But don't have one for the Cesiarder, so... oh well. Right, next up, Firestorm against Mask of Doom. The other fire ship, or airship rather. The Firestorm, ironically, without any flamers, but with some APS that might be capable of hitting the Mask of Doom. Which, as it seems, doesn't have any issues with spawning at low altitudes, so I'm just not gonna bother. Yeah, the APS is... it's somewhat hitting sometimes. And the Firestorm is relatively fast, so it can kind of circle around the Mask of Doom a bit. Yeah, it's kind of outspeeding, more or less. It's winning the circle fight despite being waterbound, which is kind of funny. It's also shooting off a lot of the side propellers. Firestorm goes hard, I guess. It just does. It's quite a different build than what we usually see from BRM here, to be honest. Usually BRM had big trams or something. And now it's a very speedy APS spammy ship instead. Why is it holding fire? Is it not able to elevate its guns far enough? That would suck if it couldn't aim anymore. Oh no, it's belt feds, right? So they're probably reloading now. The Mask of Doom somehow managed to set itself on fire, I think. And there were the guns again. Mask of Doom is intercepting, interestingly enough. It's kind of setting a course to intercept there, or was. It's behind on health still, but it's pulling back with the flamers on target now. Those flamers are doing a lot of damage once they're on target. But the Mask of Doom is also kind of torn to pieces. Right? Where the fuck are these coming from? Oh, one of the back guns kind of got its barrel fucked. That's what that is. Is the Mask of Doom unable to turn? Oh no, it isn't. It's just getting outrun again. Outrun and outgunned. There we go, it's turning now. The Firestorm is back on its reload cycle. And Mask of Doom, I think it got a lot of its turning shot off by the Firestorm already, so it's kind of struggling to keep up. The Firestorm is actually gaining some DQ points because it's going too far away. It's also still burning inside, I think, losing these blocks here. And there we go, guns back on the firing cycle. Is this the end for the mask? Has it fallen? It seems like it has, in fact, fallen on the water. The mask is DQing faster than the Firestorm. Why is the Firestorm DQing? It shouldn't be. There we go. And that's health below 80% and sinking. So the Firestorm takes the win here. Again, brackets. Who would have thought APS goes hard? Sometimes. Okay, how long have we been going? We're at 41, so I think we'll do one more. The Archfey II against the Z5. I'll quickly have to edit something else. I made a mistake with the scores there. There we go. Yeah, Archfey II against Z5. The last match of the Z5 was very, very close, so let's see what happens here. We haven't seen the Archfey II yet in battle, so... Oh, I forgot to set the spawn angle on the Z. That might happen a few more times as well, that I just forget to set the angles. Fortunately, there's not many vehicles I need to even think about those in the first place, but still. Oh yeah, those are some big guns, which probably do damage to Z5 quite badly when they hit. What sort of shell are those? Again, it's very heavily focused on kinetic shell. It's just like the last thing that the Z fought, but perhaps this one even more so. The torpedo spam is approaching. Let's see, how much pen do these have? They definitely do have enough pen for the Z. But I mean, the Z isn't very armored, so no surprises there, really. The Z5, on the other hand, is digging. It's DPM. What the f... Oh yeah, right, it's got this weird back thingy where the torpedoes just get trolled a bit. So the Z5 is kind of hoping for gun damage. Yeah, the torpedoes are being just trolled. Really. They're not maneuverable enough to catch the ship. Z5 is losing turrets. Yeah, it's lost its back gun. Lost the torpedo launcher as well to the Sea-Whiz. That's disappointing. Not gonna lie. And yeah, the torpedoes are just useless in this fight, which is unfortunate for the Z because they tend to be usually doing quite a lot of damage. Yeah, that's another turret gone as well. So Z is down to one turret. And one torpedo. Ah, never mind, it doesn't have a turret anymore, it just has a torpedo launcher, which isn't doing much, if anything. We'll just wait for that torpedo launcher to be dead. And then proceed. Shouldn't take too long after all. The torpedoes die very fast. Yes, 20mm gun. You go. You got this. Well, that torpedo is just going... It's just going. I guess it's unguided, so it doesn't really care about that weird decoy thing. Get me some unguided torpedo hits, that would be kinda silly. I'd love unguided torpedo hits. There goes one, there goes two. But they don't look like they're hitting. Yeah. The Z isn't really sinking either though, it's just there. Stationary, but existing. Is it too low in the water now? Are you just not shooting it? That's just me. Ah no, it lost its AI. Thought for a moment that it wasn't going to fire because it was low in the water or something, but nope. AI did. So, last battle of the stream, or video, goes to the Archfey II. Kind of deserved, to be honest. The Z5 really shouldn't have won that last battle. That was just luck. But yeah, that's going to conclude today's stream, or video. I keep saying stream, I shouldn't. Until next week, goodbye.